Every day, we are like no other. First of its kind in Ibadan, constantly on the green, giving you the best of broadcasting 24 hours. Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice. Agidigbo 88.7 FM.
There's a lot to digest and a lot of voices to be heard. Stick to the frequency that amplifies those voices, stories, and reports that make the difference. This is Agidigbo News, 88.7 FM, the people's voice.
This is Kunle Amzat Studio. Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Welcome to News Around the World.
To the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Olamide Badmos. First of the headlines. SANU wants federal government over renegotiation, threatens strike by month end. Higher government adopt governance-led approach to tourism development. King Charles to be royal patron of new charity in honor of Queen Elizabeth II. Ramsar's U.S. delegation to go to Pakistan for Iran talks threatens new strikes. NNL Super 4 draw set for April 24 in Lagos as promotion race intensifies. Now the details. The National Executive Council of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities has issued a strong warning over the ongoing renegotiation process between university-based unions and the federal government, insisting that no final agreement has been reached and threatening industrial action if talks are not concluded by the end of April. The position was contained in a communique issued at the end of a special NEC meeting held on Saturday at the union's National Secretariat in Abuja, where leaders reviewed developments in the negotiation process. According to the communique signed by the National President of SANU, Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, Mohammed Ibrahim, and made available to newsmen today, the NEC reaffirmed that the renegotiation process for the federal government is still ongoing and has not been concluded. The council also expressed concern over what it described as misleading reports in the public space, suggesting that the process had been concluded. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has apologized for the delay in releasing the results of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination conducted on Friday, April 17, 2026. JAMB had earlier fixed Saturday for the release of the second batch of the 2026 UTME, but failed to do so, sparking frustration among candidates. In a statement issued today by its spokesperson Fabian Benjamin, the board attributed the delay to the unavailability of its chief executive due to an official engagement. This comes after JAMB released the first batch of results for the candidate who wrote on Thursday, April 16, 2026, with 632,788 results made available, and candidates were advised to check via SMS by sending UTME results to 55019 or 66019 using the phone number linked to their registration. Good oral hygiene goes far beyond fresh breath and white teeth. Health experts describe the mouth as a window into the body's overall condition, noting that neglect can lead to wider health consequences. Often called the gateway to the body, the mouth needs regular care. Experts point out that early signs of chronic illnesses like diabetes, heart disease, and immune disorders can first appear in the mouth, making daily oral hygiene essential. In this special report, Agidigbo FM news correspondent Jehovah Toby Olaiju speaks with a specialist about the importance of oral health. Here is the report.
Maintaining good oral hygiene has evolved beyond just brushing of teeth, flossing, and dental checkups. Oral hygiene requires adopting a comprehensive approach to prevent dental diseases and promote overall oral health. These include good regular interdental cleaning to avoid plaque buildup and bad breath. Annually, the World Dental Federation observes World Oral Health Day, a campaign dedicated to raising awareness on oral health and importance of oral hygiene. The 2026 campaign theme tagged "A Happy Mouth is a Happy Life" highlights the importance of maintaining good oral health at every stage of life, from infancy to older age. However, the World Health Organization reports that oral diseases affect approximately 3.7 billion people worldwide, with common issues including tooth decay, gum diseases, and oral cancer, which is the 13th most common cancer globally. In an interview with Agidigbo FM News, a renowned dentist, Dr. Mohammed Animashaun, highlighted proper oral health care routines in maintaining good oral hygiene.
Because when you are brushing like this, you are brushing away the gum. It can expose, it can cause what we call gingival recession. It will expose the root of the teeth, then it can lead to sensitivity. So you brush like this from the gum to the teeth, from the gum to the teeth, and you brush it all around. Then you also brush the biting surface of the teeth. You brush everything like this. Then also you come to the inner surface of the teeth too. You brush it out like this. You do the same thing for the lower jaw. And ideally you should brush twice in a day, at least twice in a day. First thing in the morning and the last thing before you go to bed at night.
Nevertheless, the importance of oral hygiene in our day-to-day activities cannot be overemphasized. Dr. Anima Shaun shared his view in this regard.
A lot of diseases or systemic illness that are happening in the body can always be detected in the mouth first. For instance, if someone is having diabetic or high blood pressure, there are some signs and symptoms that you can always see in the mouth of that kind of patient. So when the person go for oral hygiene regularly, the dentist will be able to pick up those things and then he will be able to guide them appropriately on time. And another importance of taking care of our oral health is that it boosts our confidence. Imagine you are talking in public, you are having a missing tooth, or maybe you have plaque and calculus accumulation. It can actually affect your confidence. And also, the way you eat, the way you masticate, and the way you talk. If you are not having proper dentition, it will affect your mastication and it will affect your eating. Also, the emotional well-being too. Imagine someone that is having halitosis, bad breath. Their partner can complain to them that I don't like your breath, I'm not comfortable with it.
Despite the desire to maintain good oral hygiene, barriers such as inadequate access to oral healthcare products, financial limitations, and lack of prioritization can lead to suboptimal oral health practices. Stay tuned for the continuation of this report, where we will delve deeper into these factors and explore how government initiatives can help shape a more comprehensive approach to oral health next week. Jehovah Toby Olaiju, Agidigbo FM News.
The inauguration of the 25-year Tourism Master Plan Committee and Tourism Master Plan Committee and the Organizing Committee for the International Tourism Summit by Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde is a significant step in the state's transition towards a more structured and long-term approach to tourism development. This was contained in a statement released by the Special Advisor to the Governor on Media, Suleiman Olariwaju, stressing that initiative is aimed at building a coordinated, investment-friendly, and sustainable tourism sector capable of driving long-term economic growth. According to the statement, the move signals a shift from isolated tourism projects to a coordinated sector driven by policy, planning, and institutional alignment with strong collaboration between government and the private sector. The statement noted that the Tourism Master Plan Committee will provide strategic direction and ensure continuity while the technical committee will handle research, data analysis, and the development of an implementable tourism framework, which is expected to be presented and reviewed at the International Tourism Summit Oyo State 2026, scheduled to hold from May 12 to 14. Now it is time to link up with our United Kingdom studio for the foreign news.
News from Kulamza Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola. King Charles will be named as the royal patron of the Queen Elizabeth Trust, a new charity commemorating the late Queen. The trust will offer grants for United Kingdom communities to develop and regenerate shared spaces. This is set to be formally unveiled on Tuesday, along with the National Memorial Landmark and Gardens in St. James Park and the digital memorial tribute to her life and service. In support of the new charity, the government will make a one-off £40 million endowment to start the project. This could include developing underused buildings, green spaces, and neighborhood hubs. Chairman of the trust, Damon Buffini, said this is a real chance to support communities across the United Kingdom and bring shared spaces back to life so that people of all ages and backgrounds can meet, connect, and belong. Suspected crime leader Daniel Kinahan has been arrested in the United Arab Emirates in relation to alleged serious organized crime offenses. The suspect in his 40s was arrested in Dubai under a warrant issued by the Irish courts. The US government imposed sanction on him in April 2022 after he was identified as leaders of the Kinahan organized crime cartel. Irish police confirmed that the arrest is in accordance with the bilateral agreement on extradition between Ireland and United Arab Emirates. The arrest comes as part of efforts to combat cross-border crime. And that ends the news from Kulamza Studio at Gidigbo FM. United Kingdom, I am Olushola Damilola.
Welcome back. We shall also be moving to a Maryland studio, United States, for more foreign news.
News from Kule Amzat Studio, Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya. U.S. President Donald Trump accused Iran on Sunday of a total violation of two countries' ceasefire for firing on ships near the Strait of Hormuz and renew a threat to wipe out Iran's bridges and power plants unless it accepted its terms, with shipping still stuck in the strait 2 days after Trump and Iran announced it will open. Trump said his envoys will arrive in Pakistan on Monday evening, prepared to hold more talks. Global oil prices fell and stock markets surged on Friday when Iran first announced it would reopen the strait, which it had effectively closed to all shipping apart from its own since Trump and Israel launched the war on February 28, but after Trump said he would continue a blockade of Iranian shipping, Tehran said on Saturday it was keeping the strait closed. At least 2 ships reported they had been fired upon approaching the strait on Saturday. Thousands of people have been displaced after a fire destroyed around 1,000 homes in a coastal village in Malaysia's Sabah state on Borneo Island on Sunday, according to the fire department. The district's fire and rescue chief, Jimmy Lagong, said in a statement that authorities were notified of the fire in Sandakan district around 1:32 a.m., adding that strong winds and the close proximity of the houses caused the fire to spread rapidly, while low tide condition also made it difficult to obtain an open water source. The fire broke out in one of the Sabah's water villages, which feature wooden houses built on stilts and are homes to some of the country's poorest communities, including many stateless and indigenous groups. Over 9,000 residents have been affected by the fire, though no deaths have been reported, Sandakan police said, according to the state news agency Bernama. Malaysia's Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim said the federal government was coordinating with Sabah authorities to provide basic assistance and temporary relocation for those affected. And that is the news from Kule Amzat Studio at Gidigbo FM, United States. I am Oluwatosin Soya.
Welcome back once again. Now in the exciting world of sports. The Nigerian National League has announced that the official draw for the 2025-2026 Super 4 playoffs will take place on April 24, 2026 in Lagos. setting the stage for the final showdown of an intense season. The Super 4 tournament, which will determine the overall champions of the NNL season, is scheduled to hold from May 1 to May 8 at the Remo Star Stadium in Ikenne, Ogun State. The 2025-2026 NNL season has delivered compelling football with improved officiating, increased media visibility, and stronger investment in club welfare contributing to a more competitive league structure. These positive changes have been spurred by investment from top-tier sports management. With only days to go, Nigerian football entities stand on the brink of a defining moment. Time will reveal the outcome. To wrap up the news this evening, here is a recap of the headlines. Sano wants federal government over renegotiation, threatens strike by month end. Oyo government adopts governance-led approach to tourism development. King Charles to be royal patron of new charity in honor of Queen Elizabeth II. Trump says U.S. delegation to go to Pakistan for Iran talks threatens new strikes. NNL Super 4 draw set for April 24 in Lagos as promotion race intensifies.
Don't forget that you can listen to us live on our website www.agidigbo88.7fm.com. You can also download our mobile app on Google Play Store and iOS. Simply search for Agidigbo 88.7 FM. Follow us on Facebook at Agidigbo 88.7 FM, on Twitter and Instagram at Agidigbo 887 FM, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have news stories and tips for us, contact our newsroom on 070-8714-4865 or send us a mail on newsroom@agidigbo887fm.com.
And before we go this evening, here is a quick tip. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try one more time. Finally, we have come to the end of the news around the world on the most listened to radio station, Agidigbo 88.7 FM, Ibadan. I am Olamide Badmos. Thank you for listening. Good evening.
News is information, and information is power. At Agidigbo 88.7 FM, we bring the news from top to bottom.
The Oyo State Independent Electoral Commission, OISEC, has called for continuous collaboration.
We bring you reports from Oyo State.
The Oyo State House of Assembly has called for thorough investigation.
Southwest Nigeria and the rest of the world.
Has clarified that the body did not receive any cash support from international development.
Trust us to keep you informed every hour, every day.
Agidigbo 88.7 FM, the people's voice.